Wake up in the morning feeling like, gonna eat my greens, gonna do it right.
Welcome, you guys. Woo, this is exciting. It's our first meeting. All right, so welcome everyone. So a couple things I want to thank you guys for, first of all, entrusting me with your experience to grow and to transform and become the person that you have not met yet. Even I have not met yet, but really to be open to trusting the process. This offer that you guys have been a part of has been a direct result of me being obedient and just accepting that this is my calling. Help nurses become the best versions of themselves, live the lives that they want to live, have the freedom that they deserve, and really monetize the licenses that they've worked so hard for. Really quickly, you guys, I just want to know, how's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? Somebody tell me some good news. Well, Anna, you're right next to me on my screen. I'll never forget you because at the event you said, no, my voice is loud enough. I'm never going to let you live that down.
Yes,
you were
ma'am.
right.
That's okay. Nobody does. Trust me. Everybody could hear me coming down the hallway at work. So it's never been an issue.
Okay.
So my name's Anna Bergeron. I've been a registered nurse for almost 23 years. I never thought that this would be in a path for me. And as I've gotten, I don't primarily work bedside anymore. I work for a nursing union. So I represent nurses. And just seeing the work, I think I was like, I need something for later in my life. So I'm happy to be here. I'm excited. I don't know what I don't know. So I think this is great to have this mentorship.
Well, welcome, Anna. Awesome. Okay, Nate, you're next.
Hey, as you mentioned, I'm Nate. I live in Long Beach, California, and I've been a nurse about 23 years, I think now. Wow. And I've been in chronic illness, like IVIG infusions, since like about 2005. And I enjoy it. I'm going to continue doing that, but I want to do IV hydration, weight loss, and potentially toxins and fillers. So I've gotten through the med spa course, the IV hydration course, like the first time. And now,
good.
I mean, yeah, and I'm working on all of the modules. So.
Yeah, I know it's a lot. Welcome, Nate. Welcome. You guys were given the IV hydration training as well as the med spa bootcamp. Now, some of you may have already purchased it. In addition to that, you guys are getting the 3 months of being in the Nurse Boss Mob community. Now, the reason you guys are so very special to me, you guys, because I have made a decision that was very hard for me after the event. I have been really hiding from the calling that God has placed on my life, which is to show up and to be a business mentor and coach exclusively. In order for me to really step in my divine purpose, I cannot hold on to everything. Like, I have to accept, yes, Kiana, you went to all that schooling, but this is where God is placing, because that's where the prosperity is, that's where the abundance is, and that's where I serve at the highest level. Just identifying the fact that I'm supposed to be here and build this community and help nurses become the best versions of themselves, live the lives that they want to live, have the freedom that they deserve, and really monetize the licenses that they've worked so hard for. So I'm super excited about that. So in the Med Spa Startup course, we cover 8 core pillars. And the core pillars are really basically the building blocks of your practice. This does not matter if you're going to have a mobile practice, or if you're going to have a brick and mortar, or if you're going to have a suite, which, you know, that's the one I recommend. You still have these building blocks that have to be established in order to have a regulatory compliant practice. Accountability and mindset is really sprinkled throughout the program, all right? Because you will challenge, it's not a it, you will experience challenges. It's not a question, you guys. Now I want to ask you guys about how you feel though. Like, how are you feeling? Anybody, let's talk about it.
I don't know about this, but I know that I need to do something. I do feel like I'm at this place in my life where I need to pick a direction. And I feel strongly that this is the path. I'll be very honest. When I came up as a nurse, getting your bachelor's was like, oh, So, but I did. And then I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to get my, FNP now. And now I'm like, I should, because it's only going to benefit me in
your
the
business.
In the business. Yeah. I'm scared, but I feel like it's propelling me forward instead of keeping me from doing something. But
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. So those are 8 core pillars. We already talked about them for the most part. So accountability And business knowledge, for example, making sure you understand the difference. Like, do you know what you're opening, a wellness practice versus an aesthetic practice? And which one is in more alignment with you? Another thing I want you guys to understand is that yes, it's a business, and yes, we want financial freedom, and yes, we want to make all the money. But the truth of the matter is it has to align with you. If it doesn't, it's going to stand out. Like, you're not going to see the results that you want if you're only doing it for the money. Like, only doing it for the money. For example, when I first started, I started in weight loss, and then I was also offering, now this wasn't GLP-1's weight loss, y'all. This was a different weight loss. But I started with that, and then IV hydration. And then from the IV hydration, I started adding on aesthetics. And then once I started becoming perimenopausal, baby, hormones was my thing. Like, I'm like, everybody needs hormones, y'all. Stop. Everybody stop. Get your hormones checked out, right? And so I started pushing that. So it really has grown with me because I have experienced changes too. We are covering like what would be your offer. So we talked about the GLP-1s. I tell you guys that I love the GLP-1s as a low-hanging fruit. The skill set, there's not a huge learning curve. So we'll definitely dive into that and get you set up, because my goal is like, start getting in your patients. Let's get out the formalities. Let's hurry up and get your attorney, your medical director. We provide you with your consents, your policies, your protocol templates, and all you have to do is get your medical directors to sign off on them. So I give you all of that. So all you have to do is get started. Okay, so the expectations, the ones that I have for you. You're going to complete the modules. I told you, make sure that you go over them once, go over them again. You guys learn it, understand it, right? And the reason why this is important, this is something that I learned when I was teaching in academia. The reason why it's so important for you to go over and really understand it. Okay, so the expectations, the ones that I have for you. You're going to complete the modules. I told you, make sure that you go over them once, go over them again. You guys learn it, understand it, right? And the reason why this is important, this is something that I learned when I was teaching in academia. The reason why it's so important for you to go over and really understand it, because there will be a time where you will have something so specific. You're like, dang, Dr. Jones didn't really cover that, but you can deduce. You can come up with the answer because you have the fundamental knowledge. So that's why it's important for you guys to really understand this. And as a business owner, especially in healthcare, that should be it's your job, right? You want to make sure you do your own due diligence and you really understand this. Come with your questions as you're going through the modules, as you're actually taking the steps. Whatever questions you have, you encounter, make sure you bring them to our session or either submit them on the support tickets and I'll read them out loud. If it's something I'm like, oh yeah, I know a lot of people probably have this question, then I'll bring it on our session or I'll do a quick little video and just say, hey, you guys, this was a great question that was asked. I think it will help everyone. And I'll just come and record something and give it to you guys. Okay. So again, submit your questions. If you have some that you specifically want me to cover during our session, just submit them ahead of time and then engage in the community. I am building out, once I gave myself permission to be in alignment with who I am destined to be, it just opened up a whole, like my eyes opened up, right? And so now I am building out a platform that you guys will get access to. You guys may have heard of School. It's going to be on that platform. And so I'm having it built out. So once we're in there, you can collaborate. You can go in there and ask questions and respond to other people. I want to gamify it. Like I have so many ideas for this. This is a safe space and there's no bullying. And I know I don't have to worry about that with you guys. Everybody is safe to express themselves, to be vulnerable, to talk about your challenges, because you never know who might have the solution for you, right? Make sure you leverage the community and collaborate with peers. Now we'll talk about those who are not in California, how we're going to find it, what we're going to do. But this is my goal for you. Medical director. In order to obtain your medical director, I also tell you how to use other strategies to obtain your medical director, Indeed being one of them. Do not sleep on Indeed. The doctors, they respond, okay? So Indeed is another option if you're like, but I want you to try them all. Just get on a call and interview, like start the process so you can start getting comfortable with your business. In order for you to obtain a medical director, you have to have, what is the thing that I ask you guys to build? Anybody know? Okay, it's the portfolio. So before you interview, I want you to have your portfolio. Now I teach you, when I first started, you guys, there was no AI, okay? There was no AI. So we had to do this from scratch. You guys are so fortunate because you have AI. All you have to do is plug and play. So I have a 30-minute, I made it super concise, coaching you guys on business plan, training on business, how to create a business plan. I provide you guys with a template. What I want to do is replace the one that we have with Mauritius. And let me tell you guys why. We can like block out her business name and her address and stuff like that. But let me tell you guys why I want you to use hers. Because hers got her recently, I think it was like 3 weeks ago, approved for the $25,000 bank loan, funding loan, with no business experience, with a brand new startup company. And she followed the framework, and then they have their own requirements and eligibility criteria. So she was able to add all of that. I'm going to have him add that to your course, because that is what you can literally use and then make it your own. You can go on ChatGPT, tell it the name of your business, tell it what your ideas are about your business, all the things, and you can put it in ChatGPT and it will build you out. Everybody needs to go on Score. So this platform, you guys, is absolutely, honestly, it's so good. I think a lot of coaches, it's .org, you guys. I think a lot of coaches, like online coaches, use this platform because there's so much information. So there's something that I have you guys doing that's called a SWOT analysis for your portfolio. Score.com teaches you how to do a SWOT analysis. Okay, so I want you guys to go on Score.com, the things that I have you completing, your business plan, your SWOT analysis, your resume, all these things are what you need to have before you get your medical director, because this is going to differentiate you from the nurse who says, oh, Dr. Doe, can you help me start my business? Can you be my medical director and do me a favor? We're not doing that. This is a business opportunity for Dr. Doe, and you're giving him an opportunity to partner with you and possibly generate passive income or semi-passive income to work with you in your practice. But you have to present yourself accordingly in order to make that happen. So I usually call this, in the IV hydration training, I say it's the build you up phase, okay? It's to make you understand your value and your worth in this whole scheme of things. So everything that I have you doing in that portfolio needs to be done before you go and approach anyone or interview anyone, because let me tell you, it's going to give you an idea of like who would be best fit for what I am accomplishing and what I want, my vision for my business. We want to get the right person for the job. We need to be supported and going to realize the vision that we have set for us. So medical director, the next thing, if you have not consulted with a healthcare law attorney, I'm going to want you to seek a healthcare law attorney. Now, some states does not require a specific corporation to own a medical practice. Some states say, you can just have an LLC, girl. We don't care, right? Other states like California is like, you need to have this, that, this, that, this, right? So in the states where it's more complicated, like Cali, seek out the healthcare law attorney. If you're in Cali, you already know where to find your healthcare law attorney should you decide to go with him, or you can at least interview and get his free consultation. Medical director, healthcare law attorney, and then deciding on your business model. So that's just simply, are you going to do a suite? Are you going to do concierge mobile? Some people have came in and said, you know, I think I want to do concierge, but then as they started to train more and we were going through building, they're like, you know what, I don't want to be in people's houses, so I'm going to just do a suite. But the main thing for me is, as long as you're starting small, don't start with a large practice unless you already have a location and you've been doing something else. But for those of us who are starting from scratch, just start small. So it'll just be the first 3, step 0, which is your portfolio, then obtaining a medical director, healthcare law attorney, and deciding on the business model. Those are the things I want you guys to have before we meet. Then the next one will be actually going through the process of filing, right? For your business licenses, your business license, your corporate filing, and if you have any specific license that are required by your state, like Ohio does and New York does, we'll have that for the next session. And then setting up your pharmaceutical accounts, like everybody will be different. Those of you who are going to offer more like aesthetics and Botox type treatments, then you're going to be setting up your vendor accounts with those type of pharmaceutical companies. All right, we're coming to an end, you guys. This is what I call be, do, have. And this is just my progression from where I was to where I am right now, you guys. And it takes a lot of work. And I want you guys to understand that you have to be the person first. You don't wait until you get the money. You start without you. If you don't have the money, that lets you know you need to do something to get the money, right? You don't wait until everything is perfect. Sometimes I hear people on calls like, I just want it to be perfect. No, if you're waiting for perfect, you will never start, because the truth is perfection does not exist. I hate the word, okay? It may be perfect for you. It may be perfect for me, but there is no real perfection, right? So we get started and we learn and we grow. And I really want you guys to do this while you have the support support of us as a community, because we are now our own little community, as well as me as an industry expert. I want you to take advantage of that. Okay. I'm super, super excited for you guys. Again, thank you for allowing me to be on this journey with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Bye-bye.
You're
you.
welcome.